president, Kisiwa National Polytechnic. I led Kisiwa to be a national polytechnic. Clap for me. Apart from that, I also led Kisiwa to be the first national technical institute in terms of academic. Clap for them. Okay, that is the Kenya we want. I just want to say a few things. Actually, Kenya, we are lacking civic education. You will see people maybe shouting 2 term or maybe 1 term because we don't understand what entails in the constitution. First of all, we have leaders in place. I don't know why people keep on saying that in the future. Your future is now. Don't put yourself in future. So what I want to say, currently we are facing a challenge in the education system. I don't know if it is us to win, maybe to win the history that when I am elected, I should change the education system. That one will not help us. If we are so much accountable, we need to improve the system, the education system we are having, the model we are the model of funding, so that we don't mess up with this kind of maybe funding model. We may find ourselves shouting because we don't know. We have elected leaders, but we don't put them to account their work. For example, we don't know an MCA should run which docket. An MP should run which docket. Currently, we are seeing Kenya, many of us are seeing Kenya in a mess because we don't understand. We can see, for example, an MP in a given matanga saying that I gave out bursaries. Those are our tax. We should account. If you listen to people, you might find that many of them walitoa pesa kwa mfuko ndio wakapata those bursaries. So we need to account these people. Some of us tunapigia watu kura wanaingia kwa ofisi, lakini they put people in those offices who are incompetent. They don't know the qualities. Somebody is suffering from fees. Lakini wewe unataka kuchukua pesa ili umpatie bursary of 10,000. Secondly, or maybe the last kindly. Yes. tunaweza pata TSC should employ teachers. Sina ukweli? Lakini as we speak today, utapata yule leader ako kwa ground anasema nilipewa slots nikasaidia huyo mwenzetu. Behind the scene alitoa pesa. Since when the MP has started to be the officer from the TSC? Actually, we need to put this Kenya. Let's not shout about 1 term or 2 term. Let us replace leaders who can serve this nation. Thank you so much. God bless you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. My name is Isaac Wanjala Wanyonyi, also known as Papa Frank MC Aspran Milima Ward. A lot of titles will come later. Meanwhile, the Kenya I want. The first thing, I want a Kenya that walks the talk, not a Kenya that talks the walk. Because unfortunately, the Kenya we are in right now is a Kenya that talks the walk. We will do. But a Kenya that we need and we want is a Kenya that is already working.
All right.
How is that coming to play? We have what my the other predecessor said, that the constitution respecting the rule of law. How do we begin from that point? We have these changes that Kenya is making, or Kenya leadership is making. Unfortunately, it is not people-centered change. You know, we have people-centered, citizen-centered change, and we have leadership-centered change, whereby mimi ndio MCA ama MP ama senator, governor, president. Ninakaa kwa nyumba yangu na bibi yangu kwa bedroom, baada ya kumaliza ile kitu tunaanza kuulizana, unaona hii county tuifanyaje? Kila ananiambia ndio unatoka nje. I come out and by you so that you can say what you've been told to say, not to give your generous or your genuine opinions.
Sure.
So as I finish,
Yeah.
the Kenya we want is a Kenya whereby every Kenyan understands the importance of leadership and politics. Not just a Kenya whereby everybody is just there, or people are just there waiting till the end or till the time of whenever we want to near the electioneering period. Then that is when now people start doing ghost like projects, zile vitu za kutengeneza njia, mnakuja wacha nitumie lugha mzuri, kuhura. Unaleta bulldozer inahura tu kidogo hivi alafu inasonga. Inahura tu kidogo na inajisenda, si ndio? We want, kama ni kutengeneza the roads, kufanya nini, let everything be standard. Isifanyike kidogo substandard so that pesa kidogo ibaki kwa mfuko wapeane. Lastly, contractors. We need a Kenya whereby the resources shared are used within the locality whereby the resources have been allocated. For instance, CDF.
Thank you so much. If we all give,
thank you.
The last person, a lady, please. Nimeona, give a lady, please. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm Caroline Chemtai from Bungoma, Mount Elgon. I would like to have a Kenya that embraces the cultural preservations. Like in Kenya now, in Bungoma here, I know, not even Bungoma, generally all over the country, if we embrace our cultural values, we can gain a lot through that. For example, our tradition, our community, tradition, languages, customs, we have heritage sites. We know all these things. If we embrace them, it can boost our economy through culture, through it will boost tourism, for example. Like here in Kenya, we have so many activities that can boost tourism. For example, cultural festivals. We have traditional dances, historical sites. I want to give a very simple example, like here in Bungoma.
Yeah.
Recently we had UNESCO, and they came here to promote and boost our culture here in Bungoma. And you see this team of Kamabeka.
Yes.
They are already being enacted into UNESCO. Yeah, you know, with our cultural, we have so many things that promote good behavior, all those things. I think is one of the key things we should embrace as our Kenya.
Thank you so much. Tujipigie makofi tafadhali. Hiyo point uko nayo usimalize, iweke tu conversation, the conversation is still going on. Unaweza post pale kwa mtandao #to participate. Tell us the Kenya that you want on your socials. Also tag us at Sarah House, the Kenya I want Western region. Asanteni sana. Before I indulge more, we also have our panelists who are here with us today, and I also want to give them an opportunity to tell us what is the Kenya they envision, because they are young people. Mulisikia CV zao, si ni ukweli? Sasa tunataka tusikie pia watuambie ni Kenya gani ambayo wanatutakia sisi kama wakazi wa kaunti ya Bungoma. I'll start on my far right. Pascal.
Thank you, Deborah. Good morning. And I really want to appreciate every one of you that has showed up. We invited and we have responded. So this is an opportunity for us to actually have some deep-seated conversation concerning the Kenya that we want. On my end, what the Kenya that we want actually begins with the Kenyans that we become, will be my statement, as simple as it is. My brother over there said it, and I'm just emphasizing that we are envisioning a particular Kenya, but it is going to be determined by the kind of Kenyans that we become. Not even before we get to the leaders. I'll put it at that.
Thank you, Pascal. Karibu sana.
Thank you so much. I'm somebody who is passionate on mentorship, especially of the young people. And most of the time when you interact with these young people, there are challenges they go through, especially the girl child and the young mothers. So I look forward to a Kenya where we will have tax-free sanitary pads and diapers. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sophie.
Habari zenu. Actually, the Kenya One conversation today is one of its own kind. Because I've even realized that within amongst ourselves, we have women rep designates. You know, we have former presidents. I hope you have a constitutional office with heavy packs that can help you to move around. Now, from my end, the Kenya we want is actually a self-sustaining system that cuts across politics, economics, social life, and environment. What I mean is that decisions that are being made should be based on what we say as common people. Because we all realize that the 2010 Constitution appreciates the fact that we, the people, are supreme, right? But currently the projects being implemented in the country, the decisions being made are done by a few for selfish interests. So once again, thank you so much for showing up. Be blessed.
Thank you so much. Let us clap for our panelists. Wametuelezea the Kenya we want. We have listened to the youths kwa streets. Wametuelezea the Kenya we envision. Tumesikiza audience. Wametuelezea the Kenya we want. Tumesikiza stories za accountability. Hatutaki corruption. Healthcare ikuwe top notch. All these can be achieved kama sisi tunakuja pamoja and we have meaningful engagements kama zenye tuko nayo siku ya leo. Sio ukweli? Asanteni sana. Sasa kama vile tumefanya hivi, tumesema hii Kenya ambayo tunaitaka, Kenya ambayo tunataka tuione, na vile mmoja wetu amesema hatuwezi sema future, it is now, na ni sisi ambayo tunaweza badilisha. Sasa kama tukiangalia hivi, how can we make sure that we get there and have that the Kenya that we want? Labda I just introduce maybe Sophie to tell us more on how can we get there. Tuko na hii Kenya ambayo tunasema tunataka kukuwa na a good constitution that we can stick on, where we have good healthcare facilities, and also Kenyans have a voice yenye wanasikizwa na leaders wetu. Thank you, Sophie.
Thank you. I was very keen when we mentioned our aspirations of the Kenya we want. And as young people, we have a role to realize that Kenya that we want. You have a very critical role for you to decide and even shape the conversation on the Kenya you want. So most of the time, youths, we've been in a space where we some kind of assume there is somebody somewhere who is supposed to take that responsibility. Maybe I'll just pose one question. And I want all of us just to just meditate on that very question, and maybe it will help us guide and realize the critical role that we have to build the Kenya we want. The question is, imagine Kenya is being built currently from scratch. Imagine there is nothing that really existed. We are beginning it now, today. If you are one of those architects involved in building it, what is that first brick that you will lay? What is that brick that you will lay? So what I'm just saying is, youths, you have a very critical role in playing and molding this Kenya that all of us wish to be in. All of us are going through these issues. This one is irregardless of where you are, irregardless of 1 term, 2 term. When you go to the market to buy bread, it is 65 shillings. However, if you're in 1 term, you will buy at 65. 2 term, it's 65. So these are issues that cuts across and affects all of us, regardless of the religion, regardless of the tribe, regardless of the place of this country where you come from. So youths, we need to really take a space actively in shaping this Kenya. Thank you.
Sophie, maybe how can the government actually respond to the citizen needs? Because they have mentioned all these needs. How can the government respond to those needs?
Thank you so much. I'm glad that all of us were here. However, and the current Kenya is very interesting. You'll have a graduate who is a boda man. So this is somebody who understands what is going on. All of us have spoken here. People have papers. So the best way we need to raise our issues to be addressed. Government doesn't respond to you fidgeting. Government doesn't respond to you demonstrating. Government doesn't respond to you when you insult people on social media. Government has a way of addressing your issues. We've seen how government passes policies. We've seen how government passes various legislations. There is a procedure. A bill is tabled in parliament. We get MPs debate over it. At the end of the day, MPs now take a stand. Those of the majority side have their say. Those of the minority side have their way. So all of us need to now look for those channels. These are our representatives. These are our leaders we've elected in the various capacities. So we need to look for them. If we are not one of them, then we need to look for them, present our issues so that they can go to parliament and table them. Go to the county assemblies and table them. That is the only way we can present our issues to be tabled in parliament, to be tabled in county assemblies, to be put in law, so that at the end of the day, the issues that affect us are addressed. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sophie. Pascal, we've listened to Sophie. She's told us to move to parliaments, to move to county assemblies and table our grievances as young people. But you realize that most of us, kama young people, tumeenda streets, tumepost online, tumekuwa na hashtags, tukisema tunataka reforms na vitu kama hizo. So as a youth who has been in leadership space, labda maybe you can just explain to us on how can we express ourselves in an organized way so that we can make sure that our voices are heard by our leaders or the people who need to bring these changes to us.
Thank you. Honestly, I think there is a apathy amongst the Kenyans, and mostly the young people, that the government isn't responding to what they are raising. And that is partly true. And the reason to why that is so is because for a very long time, I guess, we have lacked to have what we call a continuous process that consistently addresses the issues that needs to be addressed. What we have been doing for the longest time is we only do what I call reactive address. Whereby we wait until something has gone south. That's when we actually come up and we raise our issues. You can look at, for instance, when there are issues within the education sector, it is not an ongoing continuous process that keeps on going so that these issues are adequately handled. We will hear teachers are going on strike, schools will be halted, children will be at home for about a month to a certain period again. When that has not been done, then the reaction comes. So what I believe we need to do, especially also as young people, we have, I'm so amazed by one thing within the youth space that I've been working and trying to understand how we deal with the issues, especially as young people in this country, based on the problems that we encounter, is that we have, so if Sophie has an organization, Jotham has an organization, I have an organization, the best thing we could do is to team up, form a consortium, then use that one as a system, and then bring every young person that belongs to all this organization under that one umbrella. So if the funding are available for us to address a particular thing, it is possible for us to deal with it in that manner. But if Jotham is applying for that separately, Sophie is doing separately, I'm doing separately, chances are only one person will be able to be given that particular funding. So what will happen? Jotham has the resources, we don't. He does the activity in his own way. Now, whoever has funded the organization is counting on the fact that Jotham will actually adequately handle the issues, the problems that he has said, I'm going to handle these issues about the young people. It's a health issue or whatever. But it will be more of a checkbox. I do an activity for the sake of doing it, not really handling the problem in itself.
Sure.
Because now we did not actually get an opportunity to get that funding, so he will hide that from us, because tukijua, we will look for him to share the resources with us. So what I'm saying is this: the issue is we have similar problems, but we find that there are some people that will take lead to handle these issues, and we put our trust that they will do that. But when they get the resources needed to actually handle the issues adequately, it becomes more like an activity to check a box that this thing was done. But we have not actually solved the problem that needed to be solved. So what I'm saying is this: especially with the young people, we need to create a system that keeps us having a continuous process of highlighting these issues. Not only when there has not been a response that we want, then we come up, we react. Because nowadays we've seen, tukitoka tukienda kwa street, already they have known on how to handle us.
Sure.
The moment they have managed that, then the voice has already gone. So we should stop from being reactive to creating a continuous system that addresses the issue every single time, continuously.
Wow. Thank you so much. Wow. I think all of us are going to leave this session today with wisdom that we can take back to our constituencies back at home. And of course, we are still live on Sarah House. Make sure it has the power and the influence for us to have a better Kenya from your point of view.
Thank you so much. You know, the persuasive sentiments that have been pronounced by these guys communicates the fact that the Kenya won't happen by accident. Actually, it's through deliberate courage, active citizenship, and taking the bull by its horns the way we are doing this. I make a lot of reference to the 2010 promulgated constitution. Once again, may I remind all of us that we, the people, have the supreme power to bring what I could call sustainable reforms. Now, those sustainable reforms cannot be actualized when you guys, you are in an alpha state. You know, when you realize that the Finance Bill 2024 has been passed, that's when you hit the streets to lament. No. Those sustainable reforms can be realized through a legal framework where you at the table, you make laws that actually meet your needs. Now, we are blessed as a country that the same Katiba has established various institutions of lawmaking, right? Where as young people can have a seat and make your voice be heard through a legal framework. Colleagues have talked about the parliament is one of them, be it the national parliament or the county assembly. We also have this what we call civil society organizations. You can actually join CSOs. You can actually join and make reforms. We have something that's now of great importance to you young people, where you can bring reforms, is what we call the political parties. Right? I think we'll talk more about that, but for now, that's what I can say, that reforms, it's us to bring the reforms through various well-established institutions as is arranged in the 2010 promulgated constitution. Santin.
Thank you so much, Jotham. I think I agree with you. If we have organized groups, how can young people also get involved to know that the political parties play a major role in the leaders that we get to vote for at the ballot box?
Well, that is it's an interesting issue.
Yeah.
Political parties are supposed to be rightly so. Though we also have some underlying challenges that we've seen in the country, and that's why we see a lot of apathy among us young people. I've walked the streets and I've met young people when I ask them if they are even aware of what these political parties do or what they actually carry.
Yeah.
Many of them just say, I don't know. And I'm not even part of it.
Yeah.
And that is because I look at, sometimes I also look at this situation whereby at the moment, anyone in the crowd who knows how many we have in the country right now, how many political parties we have in the country? So I think as of last month, we had 103.
Wow.
103
In Kenya.
in Kenya. And so what usually tends to confuse many people is that the issues that we are addressing could be around 10 or 11 specific, and they are all categorized in terms of the ministries or the departments that are even devolved in county governments. And you find